WNBA continues to fail to meet the moment. Terrible decision to allow Marina Mabry to stay in the game. People are watching as never before, and this is what they see, ?
Hold up, fam. New audio just dropped that reveals exactly what Marina Mabrey said to Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. And let me tell you, what we're hearing isn't just disappointing, it's a full-blown travesty. The WNBA has a serious respect problem, and their golden goose, yeah, Caitlin Clark, just became the latest victim of a league that seems allergic to protecting the woman who single-handedly pulled them out of absolute obscurity.
Look at me.
Tempers flare, but cooler edge prevail.
Hey!
He was up 10 at this point.
Hey, we would have been crashing our team.
Courtney, if somebody ever tackles you like that,
Nobody would ever tackle me like that. They would play with Bridget like that, and then we would have to like take it up there.
okay.
You see what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying,
Nobody would ever play with me like
if
that.
that ever happened, you better crash out behind me, because I'm crashing out behind you.
T.
We can share the same jail cell.
No. Marina Mabrey wasn't just accidentally bumping Caitlin Clark during that heated June 17th game. This isn't some minor scuffle. The raw audio exposes a player who genuinely believes she's above the law, actively going after the person literally fueling her entire career. And the kicker? She's on tape dropping expletives and worse, immediately after cheap shotting the WNBA's biggest asset to the floor.
People out here defending Marina Mabrey for Madden hit sticking Caitlin Clark to the floor, saying that she's just protecting her teammate. For one, it involved Caitlin Clark and JC Sheldon. They had their little spiel before that, and then JC Sheldon scratches Clark in the face, then invades her space after that. Clark pushes her away because of that, and then Marina Mabrey comes get involved, and Madden hit sticks her to the floor, man. And y'all just like she was protecting her teammate. But then Sophie Cunningham is getting called vile and disgusting for dropping JC Sheldon to the floor and dragging her by the hair. So Sophie Cunningham can't stick up for her teammate, or else it's vile and disgusting. But Marina Mabrey could get involved in something that didn't involve her, and it's just she was protecting her teammate. The Caitlin Clark.
The fresh audio, it's even more damning. We're talking Mabrey mid-game at the Connecticut Sun matchup against Indiana, literally doing the Millie Rock while gloating to her teammates about the whole mess. Let's be crystal clear, this wasn't some competitive play. This was a calculated, blatant act of systematic disrespect against the league's most pivotal player, unfolding right there for everyone to see.
Mabry shoves Caitlin Clark to the ground after she's slashed in the eye by one player, rushed by another. Like, I can clearly see why some of y'all teams in the WNBA are just not successful, bro. Like, y'all don't know how to act. We just gonna call it for what it is. Y'all don't know how to act. Like, there's basketball stuff, and then there's just completely playing dirty.
But wait, it gets even juicier. Sources confirmed this audio wasn't some random fan recording. Nope, it was snagged directly from courtside mics during the game review. Just let that sink in for a minute. The very player pulling in a hefty six-figure salary, money that exists solely because of Caitlin Clark's gravitational pull, was literally out there dancing and dropping expletives, celebrating an assault on the person responsible for her paycheck.
Figure out why the entire WNBA acts like they hate Caitlin Clark. Maybe not the entire WNBA, but in tonight's game with the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun, it was a dead ball and Caitlin Clark literally got shoved to the ground. This tweet really sums it up. Marina Mabrey shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground. Again, it was a dead ball. She didn't get ejected from the game. If you watched the game, it was very evident. It looked like Caitlin got hit in the eye by a different player. Play is over, and then both of these players from the Suns come over and just knock her to the ground. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't understand why this is all happening to Caitlin Clark, who's brought so much attention to the league, frankly, revenue and viewership numbers. She single-handedly has made the broadcast rights go up.
The universe truly delivers, because this audio leak dropped at the absolute perfect moment to blow the lid off the WNBA's staggering hypocrisy. And frankly, they're about to get the receipt for every single ounce of it. Let's cut through the noise and get to the cold, hard facts. Because unlike some WNBA officials, numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's an economic powerhouse. Her rookie year, she single-handedly accounted for a staggering 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity, from ticket sales to merch to TV deals, you name it. Her games pull in an average of 1.178 million viewers. Games without her, a measly, frankly pathetic 394,000. That's not a difference. That's the Grand Canyon of viewership. That's the difference between Marina Mabrey having a career and Marina Mabrey being absolutely, completely irrelevant.
Maybe Caitlin Clark too much in the WNBA.
No, man, I think that transformative players, if that's the word, are generational players. You know, they come once in a lifetime, and she's that type of player, right? We've been watching it. We watched it first. Sabrina Ionescu, we thought she was going to be the one, and then Caitlin Clark came and did it bigger, right? We got these players that just do it bigger, and unfortunately, I'm not going to say unfortunately, but the players have been grinding and ain't seeing the love that she's been seeing. Now are like, you know, that ain't right. Like, we've been grinding, we should get that love, but she's a difference maker. She's somebody different. Like, the three wasn't cool till Steph Curry came. Right. You know, so it's that same type of thing that I think the WNBA is going through with Caitlin Clark, where it's like you got somebody that's so different and doing things in a different way than everybody else, and it's just gonna take time for the rest of the league to be like, yep, she's great.
Mabrey's response to this entire dumpster fire of a situation, it's a perfect, sparkling example of everything fundamentally broken with the WNBA's culture. When pressed on Instagram Live, she actually spit out an 8-word masterpiece of denial. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. That's it. No apology, no remorse. Not even a glimmer of understanding that she just attacked the person literally paying her bills. This isn't just a player, it's a walking, talking embodiment of privilege who believes she's untouchable. And let's be real, Mabrey's been trying to ditch every team she's ever been on until she finally landed on one of the league's bottom feeders. She's completely irrelevant unless she's busy taking cheap shots at Caitlin Clark.
Is the golden goose. Every game she is dropping golden eggs, and they are trying to strangle the golden goose to death. There's jealousy, there is hate. Everyone in the league seems to hate the fact that Caitlin Clark is making the league relevant. If I were advising Caitlin Clark, I would say start your own pro basketball league for women. I don't know why she benefits from the WNBA at all. She could go out, she is the draw for women's basketball, and set up her own league. She might even be able to own the majority of the league. She could probably become a billionaire. Set it up with far fewer teams. You play far fewer games. Heck, they did it with Live Golf. I think the audience would follow Caitlin Clark.
Forget the latest incident. Leaked footage from multiple games exposes a pattern of physical targeting against Clark that has zero to do with basketball and everything to do with pure, unadulterated jealousy. But here's the real MVP of this narrative, Sophie Cunningham. She stepped up when literally no one else had the guts to. While Mabry was busy assaulting Clark and then doing her little celebratory jig, Sophie Cunningham was the singular voice, the only player with the spine to actually defend what was right. Clark is constantly getting bodied, hammered every time she even thinks about driving to the basket. Refs are apparently allergic to blowing their whistles, and Cunningham finally had enough. She recently confirmed she'd do anything to protect her teammate and didn't hold back in calling out the refs for their glaring failure to protect Clark during the on-court chaos.
What the greatest thing I saw tonight was Sophie Cunningham. Thank you, Sophie Cunningham. Was about to give. She's about to give her the Stone Cold Stunner, bro. I'm gonna put it right here, bro. She was gripping JC's shoulder and straight bumped her. She was straight grabbing her hair and was talking shit while doing it. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you become a teammate. That's a road dog. That's a real teammate, bro. See, what made me mad the play before, Howard, none of them jokers didn't stick up for Caitlin Clark. But that's how you stick up for Caitlin Clark. That's how you fight for your teammates. That's how you do it.
So, Marina Mabrey is out there flipping off fans and doing her celebratory dance after assaulting Clark. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham gets ejected for having the audacity to defend her teammate. Mabrey initially got a slap on the wrist technical, later upgraded to a flagrant 2. Cunningham instantly tossed for standing up to clear bullying. And get this, Mabrey shows zero remorse, even posting TikToks mocking the whole mess with audios like, "Can't keep my hands to myself. I mean, I could, but why would I want to?" Cunningham, on the other hand, is rightly being hailed as a hero by fans who recognize that someone finally had Clark's back. But here's the kicker, the truly enraging part of this whole circus. Marina Mabrey is literally publicly biting the hand that feeds her entire career. Clark's economic impact isn't just about TV ratings, it's a seismic shift. Her overall economic impact on the WNBA could hit $875 million by 2025, with a real shot at crossing the $1 billion mark. We're talking a 501% surge in website visits, hotel bookings skyrocketing with Fever home games, and a new $75 million practice facility being built specifically because of the Clark effect.
As we watch the WNBA every day because of the way they play the game, because I love the WNBA, I love the way they play the game, but we really watch it because Caitlin Clark and everybody watching. Now listen, if I keep bumping her, knocking her down, might get her a concussion, you might hurt her for real. For 2 weeks, she was done with like a hamstring. She was down. 55% of the viewership was down. She comes back the next game, it's about 3 million viewers. Now let me tell you something. Growing up in the hood, they teach you this. Always protect the money. Y'all keep hurting her and all that. She going for a year or two. Ain't nobody gonna watch it. If nobody watches, how y'all gonna make and generate money? Stop playing with that girl home. Look, y'all need to start doing is put them emails together with the commissioner to the referees. Don't put y'all damn hands on Caitlin like that.
Marina Mabrey pockets a cool $266 annually. And let's be absolutely clear, that six-figure salary, it exists only because of the financial tidal wave Caitlin Clark unleashed. Before Clark, the WNBA was barely a blip on the radar, struggling for viewership. Now, thanks to her undeniable impact, players like Mabrey are pulling in over $200,000 a year. And how does she say thank you? By body-checking Clark to the ground, then dancing about it, all while publicly declaring she doesn't give a damn. If you still doubt her impact, Clark's recent injury absence laid it bare. When she was sidelined with that quad strain, national TV viewership for the WNBA plummeted by a jaw-dropping 55%. Before her injury, Indiana Fever games featuring Clark averaged 1.81 million viewers. Without her, those same matchups pulled a measly $847,000, a brutal 53% drop. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's an entire economic ecosystem built around one player, and Marina Mabrey seriously believes she can assault the very foundation of that system and just waltz away scot-free.
And Caitlin Clark, who is set to make WNBA players more money? Is it Angel Reese, the author of the Me Bound? The Me Bound that she's now going to copyright, and she's trying to get all the rights to it so she can glorify the Me Bound? Basically a made-up stat for someone who can't hit layups? No, it's not Angel Reese. Does Angel Reese help add to the legend that is Caitlin Clark? For sure. Caitlin Clark is going to print money for the rest of the WNBA.
The fan backlash against Mabrey's behavior and the WNBA's absolute dereliction of duty has been swift, brutal, and utterly decisive. Seriously, there's a loud, growing chorus of voices demanding Caitlin Clark ditch the WNBA, and honestly, who can blame them? When fans are openly saying things like, Caitlin Clark needs to leave the WNBA ASAP, the league is actively trying to injure her. Their hatred is obvious. This isn't sane. She is bigger than the league. You know we've got a monumental problem on our hands. That sentiment, it's not just growing, it's exploding by the day. Fans are genuinely concerned for Clark's safety, and they're rightly pointing fingers directly at the referees and the league for their shocking inaction. Some are even suggesting Clark should just bail and start her own league, arguing it would instantly eclipse the WNBA. And honestly, that's not as wild as it sounds when you remember Ice Cube's Big 3 League reportedly offered her a cool $5 million. That's over 60 times what she rakes in from the WNBA.
Clark, please leave this league and let it crumble. Please, this league does not deserve basketball somewhere else. Your fans will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go. But let this shit crumble and burn to the fucking ground, man. Let the viewership drop below 50%. Let them lose hundreds of millions of dollars again, man. Let them go back into fucking irrelevancy. Nobody giving a damn about none of these players. Just leave.
But if you want to see Mabrey's true colors, just look at how she treats other players versus Clark. Just recently, photos surfaced of Mabrey all smiles, laughing, and chatting it up with Paige Buchers after their game. The contrast is absolutely sickening. While she's busy body-checking Clark and giving zero apologies, she's over here posing for buddy-buddy photos with other players. Let's be real, this isn't about competitive basketball. This is pure, unadulterated jealousy, stamped all over her face. Mabrey can play nice and respectful with players who pose zero threat to her waning relevance, but the moment the woman actually bringing in the eyeballs and cold hard cash steps onto the court, suddenly it's a salt o'clock. And to pour salt in the wound, the WNBA itself sparked outrage by promoting Mabrey immediately after her nasty altercation with Clark. After she cheap-shotted Clark, the league literally put her in a promotional post, instantly igniting a firestorm. Critics rightly slammed them, saying it sent a deeply disturbing message to young fans about what constitutes sportsmanship in their league.
Players hate Caitlin Clark because they just learned that they were not actually that good. They were never actually that good. She's been in this league for roughly a year and some change. She's already got like scoring records, like triple-double records. She's clearly outpacing y'all when it comes to being able to play the game. So much so that y'all now just resorting to just hack a Caitlin, I guess? It ain't even really hacking. It's just straight up fouling her. And this is players of all races, creeds, whatever it is. They don't like that she's actually a good player, bro. And more important than just being a good player, she's great at this. She's better at the game than the vast majority of the women who've played this sport for the last 20-something years.
The recently leaked audio of Marina Mabrey's utterly dismissive attitude towards Caitlin Clark isn't just bad. It's a perfect microcosm of everything rotten in the WNBA's current culture. These players seem to fundamentally misunderstand that they are employees in an entertainment business, and their biggest, brightest star is the sole reason they even have jobs. Marina Mabrey's salary of $266,660. It's directly, inextricably linked to the revenue fire hose that Caitlin Clark turned on. That projected $875 million economic impact Clark brings to the WNBA isn't some theoretical fantasy. It's hard, cold cash that directly translates into fatter paychecks for players like Mabrey. But instead of showing an ounce of gratitude, instead of protecting their golden goose, instead of recognizing Clark is the only reason she's making six figures hooping, Mabrey chose to assault her, then gloat and dance about it. So a league absolutely desperate for stars, attention, and revenue stood by and allowed their biggest asset to be systematically targeted by players who literally owe their financial stability to her very existence.
Unlikable athletes ever created, which makes it a tough watch for a lot of people. So now we've got people we actually like and sort of want to watch, want to support, and this is the product the league is putting out. This is the product that the league, I don't think, understands. You're showing your product to new fans. You're finally, and this is how sports leagues truly make it. You have to bring in the casual viewer, and Caitlin Clark is going to bring in the casual viewer.
While Marina Mabrey was busy actively disgracing professional sports, Sophie Cunningham delivered a masterclass in what a real teammate actually does. And get this, there's actually a petition to ban Cunningham from the WNBA for defending Clark, which tells you everything about this league's utterly backwards priorities. But guess what? Her jersey sales have absolutely exploded. Fans know authenticity when they see it. Cunningham has officially become Clark's much-needed enforcer, and frankly, it's about damn time someone finally stepped into that role. When asked about her physical defense of Clark, Cunningham simply stated, "I'm just going to be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on extracurricular activities." You know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the reps had a lot to do with that. The stark difference in fan reaction speaks volumes. Marina Mabrey is rightly facing a tsunami of backlash for her unsportsmanlike antics, while while Sophie Cunningham is being widely celebrated for having the integrity to stand up for what's truly right.
Focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
Marina Mabrey's leaked audio, hot on the heels of her assault on Caitlin Clark, needs to be a seismic wake-up call for the entire WNBA. This isn't just a one-off incident, it's a glaring symptom of a rotten culture that actively allows its biggest star to be brazenly disrespected by players who, frankly, owe their entire careers to her existence. When players like Mabrey can openly assault the league's golden goose and then literally dance their way out of serious consequences, you've got a fundamental, deeply broken problem. The economic data doesn't lie. Caitlin Clark is single-handedly responsible for over 25% of the WNBA's entire economic activity. Her viewership impact is off the charts. Games with Clark pull in nearly 3 times more eyeballs than games without her. Her injury absence? A devastating 55% plunge in national TV ratings. These aren't just opinions, these are irrefutable facts that should make every single WNBA player eternally grateful for Clark's presence in their league. But instead of genuine gratitude, we're stuck with Marina Mabrey's arrogant, I don't care attitude. Instead of crucial protection from the league, we get ludicrous promotional posts featuring the very player who assaulted their biggest star. And instead of fair, proper officiating, we get complicit referees who continue to let Clark get targeted game after brutal game.